is Mandarin Chinese. I am not really good at it, of course.
你好，我
because
的
I-
朋友，你好，
你好，你好吗？
我也很好。你叫什么名字
我叫 Riva。
？Riva 哈，
对
非
对，
常好，非常好，我的朋友。
谢谢。
Wow, so good, Riva. River, Elisio, and now,
And now, my name is a little weird.
guy, tell me something. Are you a journalist?
Not exactly, but I've done a bunch of courses about it. I'm a public speaker and I'm also a lecturer. Yeah.
wow,
So I'm at a
wow.
moment I've been, speaking publicly to the people, and this is an amazing feeling. For this why I developed this ability with the language.
My- Olá pessoal, sejam mais uma vez bem-vindos ao canal Angopolyglot. Bernardo Silvino, a.k.a. Nado Kanza, o vosso boy. Hoje eu não tenho um convidado, hoje eu tenho são três convidados. Tenho três caras aqui. E o que eu tenho para vos contar aqui é bem engraçado. Esses jovens que estão aqui mandaram-me um e-mail. É isso mesmo, they sent me an email. Mandaram-me um e-mail a dizer que queriam estar no programa. E além disso, ou seja, o melhor disso é que eles disseram que tinham uma comunidade de poliglotas. Criaram uma comunidade de poliglotas inspirado pela Angopolyglot. E eu disse, cara, vocês devem vir aqui me contar essa história. Como eu não sou egoísta, trouxe-os mesmo ao canal para partilhar nessa história comigo e com vocês. E melhor de tudo vai ser em inglês, vocês vão poder praticar e depois eu vou saber se eles falam mais outras línguas. Eu quero saber, na verdade, como é que essa comunidade surgiu e blá, 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 blá e tudo, blá, blá. Então, sem mais delongas, caras, welcome to my channel, welcome to Angopolyglot. It's a pleasure to have you, all of you.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
Whenever he calls me, I'm talking about Riva. He always asks, which language? Like,
Let's start.
which language are we going to use? But I can notice we're going to use English right now, which is good.
Yeah.
I'm Elisio. Elisio.
Okay, good, Elisio.
But
Start by introducing yourself and then
no,
other guys.
AKA Karabi. In my community, I'm very known like this, Karabi. I've been called like this. I'm a polyglot. I do speak Portuguese, which is my first language. I speak English, French, and Spanish. I can get into Spanish, of course.
Wow.
And we here, it's really a pleasure. That really happens in this way. And I have to tell you that I've taken the decision to become a polyglot once I saw a polyglot video. And that was a video hosted by Nado Kanza.
Oh
And-
my God! Oh my God!
At that time, I used to speak English and French.
Wow.
And then that was 1 a.m. I saw a video of you and a community. I can remember only a name. That was Fidel.
Fidel, yes.
you-
He's in Brazil now.
Yeah, Fidel and some another guys speaking in different languages. And I remember at that day, midnight, I called my teacher. I have to tell you, this one is my teacher.
This one?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
He
Welcome.
taught me the
Teacher
languages I
Riva.
speak.
Okay.
And 1 a.m. I called him. I told him I decided to be a polyglot.
Wow! My God, you know.
Yes. And
You know something? When I saw guys like Luca Lamparello, Steve Kaufman,
wow.
and
Yeah.
other boys here from Angola, I got inspired. I decided to become a polyglot. And
All
now
right.
hearing your story, your testimony,
Yeah,
it's
that's-
really captivating.
that's
You know.
what happened. I don't know. It's just missing a language here.
Yeah.
So I gotta speak this language. Well,
Which?
that's who I am, and I'm going to give the opportunity to my dudes
Yeah.
right now.
For
Guys.
real. So right now I would like to take the word by saying I am really grateful for being here. That's why I firstly would like to thank God for the opportunity that He gave us to be right here. And I also would like to thank Mr. Nado Kanza for this great opportunity because this is really amazing.
Guys, you deserve it.
That's it. Thanks very much. So
Thanks.
I am Evaristo Chisua Firmino, also known as Riva or Teacher Riva for the fact of being an English teacher. And besides Portuguese, which is my native
For
language.
the sake of being an English teacher. My God, this guy.
For sure.
Yeah, that's it. Portuguese is my native language, of course, because I am an Angolan, and I can also speak English, the language that I am using right now. Besides Portuguese and English, I can also speak French, Spanish, Italian, and right now I am learning my 60th language, which is Mandarin Chinese. I am not really good at it, of course,
你好，我
because
的朋友，你好，
你好，你好吗？
我也很好。你叫什么名字
我叫 Riva。
Riva 哈，
对
非常好，非常好，我的朋友。
谢谢。
Uau, seu cara, Riva, seu cara.
So that's it. I am one of the members of Cac City
Cac
because
City.
As we said at the very beginning that Cac City is a community composed of many polyglots, and of course I am one of the polyglots of Cac City, and I came here today because I would like also to convey this piece of information that I have about Cac City with you guys. Thank you very much one more time for the opportunity.
Wow, guys, I'm in love with these boys, you know. They're amazing. They're amazing. Wow.
As usual.
As usual.
Future River, Elisio, and now.
And now, my name is a little weird.
Guys, tell me something. Are you a journalist?
Not exactly, but I've done a bunch of courses about it.
Your
Oratory and
voices,
rhetoric.
it sounds like
and-
a real journalist.
Cac City
Thank
speaker.
you.
That's speaker. The one is always
Yeah,
he's
this
a
is not the
public
first
speaker.
time. Yeah, I'm a public speaker and I'm also a lecturer. Yeah.
wow,
Some of the
wow.
moments I've been, speaking publicly to the people, and this is an amazing feeling. For this why I developed this ability with the language.
My
There is something
God,
just
I'm
like-
crying. You know, I'm crying. I can't stand, guys. You're amazing, boys. I didn't expect for that. Let me confess.
Okay.
Alright.
You're amazing.
Thanks very
All
much.
of you guys. I'm the one. You know, I know
Of
how to
course you're
choose
the
the right
one.
guys. Okay,
You're
keep
the
on,
one.
keep on.
Okay, as I told you before, my name is a little weird. My name is Teacher Trouble.
Teacher trouble,
Of
guys.
course.
I think that you're always in trouble with girls, job, what?
For God's sake, kindly recording the meaning of my name.
Okay.
Yeah,
Wow,
the meaning
for
of
real.
my name is just a meaning. And of course, the name has got some
that-
kind
it has
of
nothing
fluence.
to do with your
It has
life.
nothing to do with my life.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Good.
My name is Alberto Augusto Francisco Macongo. Macongo, which means problem, which means trouble. For this why the name Teacher Trouble.
All right.
And I'm also one of the members, creator of Cac City community.
Wow.
Which is a great community. I like to call it that because I met a lot of guys and I met a lot of friends. And all of my friends, I mean, big part of my friends, they all polyglots. For this why I really be glad and thankful for being part of this, for making part of this great community. And today, I feel great for being over here. That's a great pleasure. When Elisa told me that he has talked to Nadu Kanza,
Yes, sir.
yeah, I was, all together believing that today will be a great day.
And it.
Yeah, because I've
It's a
been
great day
watching,
for sure.
I've been watching the videos, and I've been liking the work you have been doing.
Thank you very much,
That's really
guys.
amazing.
Congratulations.
It's
Yeah.
for you
Yeah, for
guys. I've been doing that for you guys.
Okay.
Thanks.
So
Wow.
that's all about me
That's all about you guys.
for the moment.
Trouble, River, and Elisio.
All right.
So, guys, I'm curious. I'm eager to know a little more about Cac City. Why did you create this community? How did you create this community? How came this idea?
All right. I think the main idea, the main question right now is what is Cac City? And
Yeah.
we can really answer this one, but should be a little bit weird if we should say only what is Cac City because it started out for a very long time.
Definitely.
And we are in the third generation of this.
Really?
Yeah, that's
Yep.
that. That's that.
When did you start it?
I'm not the really one to say this one because we're going to divide in this way.
Wow,
I'm
good.
going to say what is Cac City, but as I said, Cac City is just the third generation of this. We have the first, which is the community, non-named community at that time, in which my teacher is going to explain what it is.
Yeah.
And then he's going to speak about the second generation, and then I'm going to explain what is Cac City, which is the third.
Good, good.
So let's start it
Good.
out by giving the words to.
Of course, he's the
Riva.
right one. He's the right one to talk about it.
I
That's
think
it.
I thank you very much one more time for this opportunity. Of course, as Karabi said, that it's a community which is, which exists for a very long time, and of course, I am going to try to summarize the history or the story. There was a guy called Forever. forever was an English teacher.
Oh,
And-
English guy, they always have a name like Pablo,
For real, for real.
Forever, Uncle, Sensible. Man,
Yeah, for real. And forever, he decided to open an academy.
Mr. Forever.
Yes.
Okay, now I understood.
Alright,
I was like,
Mr.
Forever decide like
No,
forever.
no, forever is
the name.
really the name
It's
of
the
the
name.
person.
My God.
Yes, of the first person who came up with this idea.
Okay.
Yes, he decided to open a formation center where he used to teach English, of course, and along the way, some of the students of Teacher Forever had the opportunity to finish the course, and one of them was Teacher Lovely.
Lovely.
Yes, Lovely.
Was I going to
Okay,
come up with
I shut up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Lovely was one of the students of Teacher Forever, and he decided also to create another formation center, but something which should be or would be bigger than his teachers. And of course, he decided to create a formation center called GES, which is the abbreviation of God English School. And of course, he had too much success on it because fortunately he had many students and many of his students could also finish the course. And I am only talking about English course. Yes, many of his students, they had the opportunity to finish the course. And some of them, of course, became also teachers of the same center, which is GS.
Yes.
And others decided to create their own academies to teach also English. So, along the time, fortunately, the community was growing up because by that time, the community had no name, but of course, there were many and many English speakers. And suddenly, some few years later, there came a guy called E40, which is also known as
The one.
E40.
The one.
E40. This
the
guy is the
one
one.
that
knows.
This guy is the one.
Savior.
Yes. He's also known as Olaisomi. And I would like to give a holla to Olaisomi, of course, because of the
holla
big
to you.
work.
All eyes on me.
All eyes on me.
My
All eyes
God.
on me.
My God. My God.
Yeah, that guy,
My name.
tremendous.
What's gonna be my name?
Yes,
My
because-
eyes on you, guys. Polyglot. My eyes on you.
Yeah, because we consider that guy as the revolutionary of the community. Why so? Because by that time, when Teacher Lovely had his community, the people used to speak in a way. Of course, that was a British-like
Okay.
way.
Okay.
And of course, the community was good. But when this man who is called E40, he came in a block, in a neighborhood, he changed automatically because he had brought a new system, a new way of speaking the language. Because E40, he speaks Black English. And by that time, Black English was something weird for the people.
Yep.
But
Yeah.
some of the people from the same community, they saw him speaking and they say to themselves like this. So we also have to profit the time and study with this guy because we do believe that by studying with him, we are also going to speak like this, the way he speaks, because he speaks like those guys from the movies.
Yeah.
Yeah. So-
Yeah.
and some of these guys are Crazy, which is teacher, Crazy. He was also one of my
Is it
teachers.
the name?
For real,
sure.
Crazy.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Holla to you, crazy.
Is
Right
there a
now-
guy called the Dead?
No, unfortunately. But we have house, we have rubbish, so we have
Sunday,
yeah, of
Wednesday.
course.
Yeah.
So
Just to mention, Crazy is
He's
in
in
Brazil
Brazil
right
right
now.
now.
And
He's
holla
watching
to you,
for real,
he's
real.
going to
He's
watch
seeing us
us.
now.
yeah, the Nielsen Antunes,
Yeah.
it's his full name, of course. He's in Brazil right now. So the Nielsen Antunes, aka Crazy, and also Too Honey.
Yeah.
Too Honey is another
Too
Black
Honey.
Jesus.
Too Honey, like 200 Too Honey.
Yeah.
Yes. And Aliba one, which is also called as Carlos Peaceful. Yes,
Peaceful,
they
yeah.
decided to study with E40. And along the time, unfortunately, E40, because of some personal affairs, he had to leave the community.
Yeah.
But he had already left his legacy writer because of the students that he had taught.
Okay.
And some of these students are the people in which we came to mention right now, which are Crazy, Too Honey, and Aliba, which is Carlos.
Peaceful.
So these guys, they decided to spread this new system, which they decided to call game. So the community was getting larger and larger because of these three people, and from these three people or these three guys, there came teacher Riva, which is me, teacher Wawizi, which is the person who gave the name Cac City. We have Sterling, we have teacher Mirror, and many other guys. And from these teachers that I came to mention came also teacher Trouble, which is a very good speaker and teacher, and also teacher Kerabi. So thank you very much one more time for
Okay.
the opportunity.
Okay.
Well, as I said, this is the first part of
Generation.
it.
Generation.
The first generation, and he's
Okay.
going to be speaking about the second.
Well, the second generation is it's a little strange.
Okay.
Sure.
Because there was a generation without, I can say, without any control.
Okay.
We were just going by the sake of going, because we were attached to the way people from movie and rap musics they use to
Okay.
speak
Black English.
Black English, because that was the reality that was brought for by All Eyes on Me, teacher E40. He brought this reality, and we were living according to this reality without
And control.
without any control. That was strange at the beginning, but we were liking it. Definitely, we were liking it because we were having a whole different way of speaking English, and we were understanding the movies, we were understanding the music, and we were just like, now we really speak English because we are understanding everything. We listen on the musics, we listen, we see it on the movies and stuff. We understanding everything. Now we can consider ourselves as real English speakers. And the main goal was to speak just like American people have been doing. And we almost got there. I say almost in that time.
Yeah.
I say almost in that time. Yeah. But what's exactly the game? The game is a bunch of ideologies.
Okay.
Because we've got a lot of people into the game. We've got a lot of teachers.
Just a moment. You have to.
Okay, thank you. We've got a lot of teachers into the game. We've got a lot of students, and by the sake of this, we also are going to have a lot of ideologies. And these ideologies has got always the same, all of them, they got the same link. They got the same base. They got the same strategy. They got the same goal. The game is, as I told you before, a bunch of ideology, but the main point of the game is to become the greatest. The strength of the game came from the hip hop community, because we start learning English, a different way of learning English from Black English, and Black English is completely connected to the hip hop community.
That's it.
Because that was a race to talk about all the problems Black people they had. The lyrics was written to explain the problems what they used to pass through, and all the situation. And the game came also by the sake of this. We were using a game to express ourselves, to show that we can be different, to show that even if we are from the bush or from the ghetto, we can do something different. We can use our brain so as to achieve the success we always dreamed about. And that was what game came firstly for. And after having all these conceptions about the game, the people were changing definitely the way they used to speak before. They were speaking according to they learned from All Eyes on Me, according to the spreaders they taught, according to the students here that see coming from their teachers. And that was the way game was going. But one of the most important parts, what I've seen in the game, was the kind of feeling of friendship and brotherhood.
Okay, that you brought. Okay.
That was, we almost joined together everything. And why we call game for something, maybe people in a home, they are asking themselves, yeah, game, that's,
I'm asking
that was
myself.
always supposed to
Why
be
game?
English language. Why game?
Yeah.
Yeah, we use it to say that game is different from English language. It's a lifestyle.
It's a life.
It's a lifestyle.
That's it.
For real.
English language is a language. It's a language. And our perceptions about languages is not exactly as everybody has been seeing. It's a little different.
Okay.
English came to our community. Firstly, this name Cac City came because we live at Cacuaco.
Oh, okay.
Cacuaco
got
is the
it.
place we live.
Yeah.
So Cac City, just like in Portuguese, Cidade de Cacuaco.
Yeah.
That's
Okay.
it.
Okay.
And
got
why
it.
we call city place, what is not exactly
That's not-
city?
yeah.
Yeah.
I would make this.
We call
fashion.
city
For real.
because of the conceptions, ideologies,
Yeah.
Yeah,
and
that's an idea.
cleverness, what game, not only English language, but game, by the sake of English language, took to that place. And today we call that place Cac City. And this game, this Cac City, helped us to be much more joined. We've got a strong feeling, we've got strong bonds of friendship, of brotherhood. We've got a lot of students,
Wow.
literally a lot of students, because each one from Cac City, teachers, they've got their own centers, English centers.
Wow, that's amazing.
I've got my English center. I've got my students who are over there teaching. Teacher Riva has got his center, has got students, and he's one of the students. I'm also one of, the students of another teacher,
Wow,
which is
wow,
my
wow.
friend, my close
Yeah.
friend.
Sense
Yeah.
of collaboration, guys.
Yeah,
That's
and
it.
we
Wow.
are teaching each other.
Wow,
That's what happened.
amazing.
We are teaching each other. Wow Easy he was supposed to be here today, but unfortunately because of work he could not come
He
today.
had to go to work.
Yeah, he had to go to work, so we came without him. But he saw me at the first steps when I was beginning to start English. And teacher River is not exception. He saw me too. The first time I was in a classroom, I was one of the, I didn't know anything, firstly, nothing about English. Most part of people, they've got some kind of love for the beginning, and they are going to say, now, I got a love for this language, or to know some stuff, some basic stuff, and I'm going to go to a center so I have to learn it deeply. And I had no thing. I had nothing. I was just going by the sake of going. And I still flash back at the time.
Yeah.
I went to an English center for the first time. I was just to keeping company to somebody.
For real.
My friend, he told me, hey, can you go to the center with me? Today's Friday, we're practicing. I'm just
Yeah.
go there for a few moments and we are going to get back. I told him, nah, man, you're going to be speaking another language and
Yeah.
I won't understand anything. Why the hell are you calling me for me to go there? Yeah, and he told me, just let's go. I went and damn.
And then you became
I became that was one of the greatest moments on my English career, and I learned this language so quick that everybody
real.
was astonished with the way I got it. And today, that's because of the game, because of my friends, because of my students. We can take English to this level. We can take the game to this level.
can feel it.
In my street, if I get out of my house, for me to buy bread, for me to buy candy or whatever, I'm gonna speak English.
Sure.
I can speak
No
during-
Portuguese.
No.
It's like a routine.
No way, because I'm gonna find firstly my students on the street, almost all my
What about the
neighbors,
seller?
all my neighbors. This is something more I would like to increase shortly after about the game.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because now we have to
It's
talk
not-
about CAC.
yeah, it's
so
not
that we can
physical.
finish and keep
It's,
with, yeah.
it's something. I would say spiritual, but that will change a little strange. That sound to me a little strange. Yeah, but it's much more than a physical thing.
Yep, it is.
And the difference between a game and English language is that English is used as a professional language
Yeah.
to teach somebody to have a professional life and stuff.
Yeah.
And we use the game for love. That was all for love. I had more than 15 students, or even more. I can't ever count the number that I let students start without paying.
My God,
Teacher-
really?
Really.
Why?
Yeah,
And
that's
I'm not the
real.
only one. He has been doing the same thing, and other teachers, they done the same thing because we were looking
Yeah,
for
we all have been through
something
that.
to change the community and not exactly to fill up our pocket.
I want to hear about it, about changes in the community. Do you believe that your community, Cac City, you were able to bring change to your community?
Definitely.
Yeah,
You have-
of course.
Case,
I think
real
that's
case. Do you have a real case?
Definitely. I'm
real.
just going to give an example.
we can talk about this one, and this is a very important
Yeah.
question. But I think we should first complete the
yeah.
history of
The
the
history.
generations of
Definitely.
Cac
Don't forget
City.
my question, please.
Sure, we,
Close it.
we won't forget it, of
Yeah.
course. And I thought you would say the day you killed people with your Portuguese. I remember the first day we went to a training center, and the intention was to speak English, but he went in front of everybody speaking
Yeah.
Portuguese, and everybody felt killed with his
Like
way of
what?
speaking Portuguese.
Okay,
You see
okay.
that?
The way he
Brilliant
talks.
Portuguese. Yeah, I'm really good at that.
Okay, that's good. That's
And
good.
that's the reason why you think he's a journalist. But well, what's Cac City? I think I cannot explain it without mentioning a name, which is Carlos Wawizi.
Carlos Wawizi.
Yeah, Carlos Gouveia is the name, but we can call him as Wawizi. That's
For
his
real.
nickname. He was supposed to be here, but due to work, he could not attend this opportunity. But now I just want to say hello to you, bro. We with
For
you,
real.
and we do understand
Alhamdulillah.
very well
Watch
this
the video.
situation.
He's watching
So
first.
Sunday, you're
and
gonna be with
comment.
us. All right. First, I'm going to say what happened with me so that I can get to the game, because when I started out, it was game. I started out in the second generation,
Okay.
and I was learning English, and I think I gave up almost seven times.
Seventh times giving up.
Sure, going.
You were not achieving
Yeah,
your goal.
training centers after training centers, hiring people to teach me at home, but no success. You see that? And then I decided to go to that was called Visão Juvenil in Cacuaco. I went there. I was learning, and at that time I kind of felt the greatest. But what happened is I had a friend of mine called Kumbu. I'll let you, bro.
But you guys from Cacuaco, why?
Yeah, at that time. Yeah.
Okay, oh my God.
My father gave me a computer because I succeeded in school, and I was studying programming with this dude, Kumbu and Francis. I'll let you again. And we were studying, but the problem was at that time I had already given up more times. You
Yes,
see,
sir.
I have already given up a lot of times, and that was very bad for me because they used to speak English. And as we know, when it comes to programming, we use lots of languages, mainly
Okay.
English language.
Mainly English.
And sometimes
Are you
they
a
used-
programmer?
No, not yeah. I gave up because of English, and I'm going to explain it. Yeah, we were learning programming, and I was able to really understand that and use that. But the problem was sometimes when we used to work together, they used to, take fun of me speaking English. Like they know I had already given up too much.
Yeah.
And they used to speak English very well. So sometimes they used to speak English to hide things from me. And I used to feel very bad, very, very bad. And sometimes we used to work together, and they used to come across with English speakers, and they used to speak. And it's very hard to see your dream coming through by the other side.
Yeah.
Like
For
you're
real.
here, you want too much to speak this language, and you see the guy speaking like something very
Normal,
easy.
yeah.
Yo, that was really
Wow.
very bad for me, and I felt very bad. And then I decided I had to take a decision, and I decided to go behind a training center. And then I went to Casa da Visão Juvenil. I was the greatest student in the class. But I remember one day I met Teacher Miro.
Teacher Miro.
Yeah, one of the greatest in the Cac City
For real,
as well.
for real.
The one can't
Yeah,
be
why
broken.
For sure. Teacher Miro. And I told him, because I knew he speaks English, and then I told him, I'm also studying English, and now I can speak. Then he started out speaking. I didn't understand
And you realized
none of that.
No, my
I'm
God.
telling you.
I can't speak English.
Which language am I speaking? I can't understand anything. And then I said, so teach me. He said, you live so far, and I know somebody who is studying at the same school with
Yeah.
you who can teach you. He addressed me
Yeah.
to this one, Wawizi. And
Wawizi.
Wawizi addressed me to River.
To River.
He told me my training center is very far from your house, and it should be very hard for you once you are attending high school. Go there in the morning and then go back to your house and come here. The school would be very hard. So Teacher River has a training center very near your neighborhood, so you can learn with him. And then he introduced me to Teacher River. And let me tell you that when I was only deciding to become an English speaker or even to study English, I was with him
Yeah.
in an organization.
Yeah.
And I asked him to teach me English. I'm telling you, when
Yeah.
when I didn't know anything about
Yeah.
English,
Yeah.
they were already teachers.
Okay.
I'm telling you.
talking.
And nah, he didn't. Especially he's not gonna be a good student. and then
Yeah.
I met him in a school and I went to his training center. I remember I found 8 guys,
Yeah.
and there was a girl. So he put me in the front of the class to introduce myself, because at that time I could say some little
Yeah,
things.
yeah.
And then I was introducing myself, and there was a time to answer some question coming from them.
Yeah.
And a girl named Lucia
Yeah.
made a question, and I didn't understand the question.
Killed you.
That was very embarrassing. I was like, oh, all the guys made questions, and I did understand, but the
But
girl,
the girl-
what the hell is that?
The girl, man. The girl
that
trying to send
day-
me the girl.
Yeah, that day I said I gotta be better than them.
Yeah.
And what happened is I unfortunately got to be the only one who finished the English course.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
and he considered me. I'm not gonna say, but he always telling me
Yeah,
best,
yeah.
You
the
are
best student ever. But
Wow, if
I'm
your-
not student
if your
anymore,
teacher
right?
Says that,
doubt.
if your teacher says that,
Yeah.
yeah, it's true.
And it's
real.
good
For
to
real.
be a teacher, aside your teacher. You see that?
yeah. That
Yeah,
makes me
it's
better.
really, really, really good. And now I think I can say what's Cac City. It when I started out, it was a game. I found it out, and it has explained very well what is game. And I can say that Cac City is just the third generation. It's a new version of game, which comes with more languages. Cac City became to be
okay.
a polyglot community.
okay,
Back in the
now
time when
I
it
got
was
it.
game, it was only English.
English,
You
and black
see?
English.
And
Black English.
yeah, sure.
You have to teach.
Cac City is just like
After all, you have to teach some basic words of
basic.
Black English.
all right.
I'm eager to learn it. You know.
All right, I think
Good.
Cac City is just a decision like all the gamers. We used to call gamers.
Yeah,
people from game.
gamers. Yeah.
Just sit on table and yo, this is the situation. We speak English, but we're not really going good.
For real.
What we can do?
Wow.
Because we're here speaking English for a very long time, but we're not getting nothing. We're not really impacting the world. You see that? So, and we have this potential, and I think we can really change. What can we do? And then we say, we gotta change. And in 2021, teacher Carlos Wawizi came with this
Mamba.
name,
Yeah. Okay.
Cac
Cac City, which is
City.
abbreviation, as he explains, of Cacuaco City.
Wow.
And then Cac City is just a languages community, which is composed by training centers. As he said, we have different centers, but the same neighborhood.
Wow.
Different training centers, different teachers, in which we used to get together every single Fridays and sometimes Sundays to raise challenges between students in order to help them to enhance their highest potential in terms of languages. And now, into this generation, which is Cac City, teacher Riva
But
came.
you're not enemies. No.
Nah, we're not. Nah, of course, we're
When we
friends.
speak
No,
about
no
challenge
way, no
in
way,
English,
no
I
way,
know
no
that
way, no way.
there are a lot of challenge in English.
Nah, as I said,
That's why I'm surprised how you create this bond that you have.
For real.
Yeah.
Teacher he has his own center, you have
For real,
your
for real.
own center, but you
yeah,
have a bound, you guys.
Sure.
That's it.
And I was
Yeah.
saying that was just to enhance the student to reach their potential. And what happened is, in this generation of Cac City, teacher Wawizi came with the name and with the idea of changing the stuff, which to get more clear when we're speaking so that everybody can understand us, which is good. And teacher Riva came with these languages. You see that?
Yeah.
Let's learn another languages.
language.
And he started out teaching French.
Who was the
Started
first?
Like,
another
what
language
happened?
teacher?
Yeah.
C'est
He
toi
thought,
qui a
yeah.
commencé à enseigner le français.
C'est ça, c'est ça.
D'accord.
Oui.
He thought me,
Yeah.
English, and thought
Wawizi.
Wawizi.
Wawizi
And
taught
Wawizi
me.
thought, that's that.
Yeah.
Of course, we're talking
French.
about
Pessoal,
French.
eu tô surpreso. Acho que se o país fosse assim, tipo esses rapazes, I think we should go far.
Yeah.
We could go far, man.
Yeah. And then he also said we can also speak Spanish. And when it comes to Spanish, there is a guy which is named Sterling, the coach.
It was the one.
His
my
teacher. All right.
My teacher.
The
and
one-
my friend.
Yeah.
For real.
The one
Yeah.
speaks English, French, Spanish,
Spanish,
Italian,
Mandarin.
and learning Mandarin. Or
Yeah.
Chinese with him, of course.
很好.
And then this is how we changed to an English community to a polyglot
Polyglot
community.
community.
And
For
into
real.
this community, teacher Trouble came with the ideology of really caring about pronunciation and how we express the words, how our accent is important in order to be understood and in order to have more, to add more value to the community. Because
That's
people
it.
can watch us, but they really have to understand us perfectly. This is
Yes.
what he came for. And how I come in this way, I mean, in this community, which is Cac City, this new version. Which kind of value did I add to this? I changed the neighborhood.
You're the guy who sent me the email.
For sure.
I
That's
think
it. That's it.
this is one of the values.
Yeah.
Keep on.
Yeah. I changed the neighborhood. I'm from Cacuaco, originally from Cacuaco. I gotta say it this way.
Originally.
But currently living in Vienna. And once I got to Vienna, I started out looking at English in a very different way because I could see that people there used to go to training centers because with this habit I have of being in a community, once I got to Vienna, I used to look for communities.
Yeah.
I used to go to Casa da Juventude, teacher mistake, received me very well, congratulations, thank you. And I used
Teacher
also to go to
mistake.
Olho Singelo, where I met also some teachers and teacher wisdom.
Yeah.
And I used to make part of that. And I noticed that most part of them go there with purpose. They already know I'm here to learn English because my father is going to send me to USA.
Yeah.
You know,
I had this experience when I was learning German.
Yeah.
I was studying German alone. I studied
real.
for 6 months, and then I got an internship, a sponsorship. No, fellowship. A fellowship in good institute. I don't know if you know.
All right.
Yes, and I went there just to I was the best student. They got, because I was studying alone.
Yeah.
All right.
For real,
I got
for
there
real.
and they were surprised. How can you learn German alone?
Yeah.
And then
Wow.
I realized that all the guys there learning German, they had a travel. They were
real.
preparing
That's
a
sad.
travel to Germany.
You see?
I was the only one learning just for learning, just for
And you see,
love.
that's it.
Yeah.
Some of them learning because they know they use it in the university.
Yeah.
They know they are going to use it in their companies.
Yeah.
They got the proposal
travel.
of if you learn English, your role is going to be increased.
Yeah.
Your salary is going to be.
Yeah,
You see
yeah,
that?
yeah.
They all know why the hell they are learning English,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
we learning just to be part of the game.
Yeah.
That was like, what the hell are we doing in the game?
And normally,
She's
you
lost.
guys who want to be part of the game, you become
real.
the best student.
That's
Because you are like addicted to the
Ah,
language.
yeah.
I have to master it. I have to
And
master the
then
language.
I started out going behind works, knowing people, and having different ideology about
Yeah.
what we can do with languages. That's when I got a conception of using English as a stepping stone. And what's the meaning of English as a stepping stone is using English as the beginning of all.
Yeah.
You may have another talent, or you may be accountant, you may be a politician, you may be engineer, but you can use English as the open doors. You see that? As the door opener. I can say it this way.
Yeah.
You see that? And this is what English stands for. This is what stands for English as a stepping stone. And then I started out talking to my dudes from Cac City. They are here, of course, telling them about these ideas. What can we do? And some of them were also already facing new environments. And then we decided to really take this and to Cac City and to help people, because we can see people in Cac City. There is a world in which we can say little world in English, but this is mundinho, right?
Okay.
Yeah, most
Indeed.
part of the guys who used to make part of this now are part of Cac City.
Wow. So you saved the community.
That's
For real.
sad.
Talk a little bit, please, guys. Talk a little bit about challenge.
I think about
You
this
didn't
one, he's the right one because he got a lot of students who came from this world.
Because there is always a challenge when we have
for
a
real, for
project.
real.
There is always a challenge, and I'm eager to know which challenge you face it while creating this community. Challenges, opportunities, advantage, and so on, guys. I want to
real.
hear about it.
The challenge. Yeah, there were a lot of challenges. Yeah, but most part of the challenge, they were inner. They were from inside. Because we are not opening it up for the world, firstly. We were just inside of the Cac City to create and raising the community. And the big challenges we face, that was from inside. What challenge am I talking about? The student of A is going to say that the student of B are not that good.
Yeah.
And by the
that's
sake
happened.
of saying that is almost the same thing saying that the teacher is not good. But we've got a big sense of respect from the students. Riva's students respect me a lot. My students respect him a lot. And Cara students respect me as my student respect him, respect his students. It happens to Wawisian, whatever. And what happens by it's start from us teachers because we respect ourselves.
You have to get closer to the microphone, okay?
Okay,
Oh, you can.
that's
Yeah.
better, way much better.
Yeah.
So it's not. Yeah. As I respect Weaver, there is no way of my students not respecting. It's inevitable not respecting him. They are going to respect, of course, because me as a teacher, I respect him. Caribbean, I've been talking about him. This is some kind of rule we have. Whenever you are in a place, in a center from a teacher, you have to speak about the good things of these teachers. If I'm in River Center, I'm gonna say that River is one of the greatest English speaker I've ever seen. And it's not just like trumping up words. It's not like invent words.
Yep.
It is a reality because he's one of the greatest English speaker I've ever seen in my life.
Thanks for
Yeah, and
And the guy is good.
yeah, we have been doing it, and
sure is.
like that, our challenges were, mostly connected to create great English speakers because there is something I've written some theories, what I call travel theories. We've got
The
reading.
guy
No.
who is named Trouble or Trouble?
No, these are my my
your
theories.
idea.
Yeah, my
Your theory,
theories.
okay, because
Yeah, I'm
you-
Trouble, and I've been writing. I used to write some theories. Yeah, we've got reading theories, and we've got game theory.
Trouble theory.
Yeah,
Your theory.
game theories.
My God.
Yeah, we gotta take English to another level.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
You will
That's-
live in the language.
Yeah, we're living, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, and in this theory, we've got a theory of the game, how to make part of the game. It's not only come and speak in English, because we have been receiving a lot of guests, a lot of guys from different places. They speak English and they speak good, because what really matters to us is the communication. As long as I can speak, understand everybody, and everybody can understand what I'm talking about, that's communication, and I'm all for it. But to get into the game or even make part of Cac City, you gotta have something more.
Yeah.
Firstly, the first step, as I usually say to my students, is to get into the story. What it takes to get into the story. It's the easiest part, because the mean of making part of 2 meetings, go to a center to talk to somebody who is from Cac City, you are making part of the story.
Yeah, and
because you
just
are
to
going to be,
emphasize that, that's how you get the culture.
that's how you
Ah.
get the culture. Because people
Because
are going to...
learning language has to do with the culture.
It's
For
the
real,
culture,
for real.
of course. People are going to remember about you. There was a meeting in which I've seen this one.
That's
You are
different.
into the story. You there. The second one is put your name on the map. This is the second step, which is a little harder than the first one. To get into the story is easy, as I've told you before. You are going to
Put
go
your
to a
name.
center, but put your name on the map. People know who you are,
Yeah.
and to respect you as an English speaker, as a Cac gamer.
Yeah. Gamer.
Cac gamer,
It's
people who
harder.
makes part of the game in Cac City. Yeah, as a Cac gamer, it's harder
Yeah.
because you have to do something that is going to push yourself a little bit upper than you were before, and people are going to realize that you're there. You're one of the one when it comes about this shit. You're the one. I mean, when it comes about doing it, I'm sorry using this expression. Yeah, this is
You
this
see,
is,
that's
this is
a
the
part
game.
of game.
This is a part of game.
I didn't finish yet.
Yeah. This is the part of game. Some of the moments, this words, because this is the way we learned before.
Yeah.
Yeah, we changing it definitely. Yeah, and for instance, people knows me as one of the greatest translator of the game.
Okay.
Because when it comes about translating,
You,
you just
you're
gotta
the
talk
one.
to me.
That's for real. That's the one.
Yeah.
No doubt.
Yeah, and all the other guys, they've got their position on a game. They've got their position on a game, and this is put your name on the map.
For real.
And shortly after, the third point is to be everlast.
Okay.
How are you going to be,
be
everlast?
That's it.
It's not his.
It's not easy.
Yeah.
Firstly, get into the story. Second point, put your name on the map.
Yeah.
And the third one, to be everlast. After you have concluded the first and the second one, you have to be everlast. How are you going to become an everlast person?
Yeah.
Firstly, the quickest way of becoming an everlast guy is by means of teaching. Because teaching, we are not only teaching, mainly once we are talking about Cac City, we are passing personality. We are passing ideologies.
Yep.
And what I speak, what I understand about a game is going to be understood for another person the same way. The knowledge what I have, I'm going to pass to another guys. And you should definitely understand perfectly what I'm talking about. If you should have seen one of my students speaking, you should see me speaking.
Wow, yeah.
Definitely.
That's it.
And whenever they're in a place speaking, is that trouble student?
Yeah.
For real.
Because they already know that that's trouble speaking, you know?
Yeah,
For real.
And
way.
this is like, and that's the way to become everlast. Even if you stay for a long time without going to the centers, to appearing, to show up, people are going to remember you. They're going to remember about yourself because you are going to be taken to this place, even being out of this place. Today, I'm during months without going to the center. Months because of the work. It's taking me a lot of time. But I got my students, more than 5 or more than 7, who became teacher.
Okay.
And they are teaching. They open up new centers.
Okay.
And that's what we work. That's how we work. And this is the real point of making part of the Cac City, of being one of the Cac gamers. Yeah, what it takes. That's the real situation. Firstly, you have to get into the story. Secondly, you have to put your name on a map, and shortly after, you got to make yourself everlast. And this is the real situation.
Yep.
I did a question and I thought that you forgot the question.
Let's go.
Did I?
Yeah.
You guys
yeah.
forgot the question.
No, actually, we didn't forget.
You
but
didn't.
He will just mention something which is very
Yeah.
important.
But can you come again
And
with a
yeah.
question?
Yeah. I think it was regarding the challenge. No,
Yeah,
the
which
challenges.
kind of
But-
stories we
yeah.
have in the Cac
but
City
I'll-
of
I'll-
success,
talk about
stories
it.
of success.
Stories?
of
Yeah.
success,
for real.
And you said
advantage
that,
and disadvantage of being part of Cac
yeah,
City.
They are a lot,
yes,
but-
yes.
So as not to take a lot of time, I'm gonna pass the
No.
ball to.
Yeah, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For real.
You have to
I think
shorten.
I think
Caribbean.
he was talking about something very important, the 3 steps to be in Cac City forever. And I think and most part of us used to teach English as the way to be eternal in Cac City. And
Yeah.
this is really something I didn't want to do. But, you know, I think I've just started out teaching because I got very good. It's just like if you fill this bottle with a lot of water, it's going to fall down. That's what happened with me in terms of English language. I didn't want to teach, but I didn't want to I didn't want
Yeah.
to set this one.
That happened the same with
You
me.
see that? If you don't stop putting water, it won't. It's going certainly to fall down, and that will happen with me. I didn't want to teach, but I was always learning. At a certain moment, that started out falling down and teaching. That will happen with me, and I think my everlast will not be students, but will be what I have done, like taking Cac City to Angopolyglot.
Yeah.
Which
yeah.
is the beginning
Yeah.
of all. I can see this one of my everlast now.
Wow, wow.
Yeah. See that? And
You made it. You made it.
I feel very proud of that.
Yeah.
And as advantage of being part of Cac City, I can say it's the way we face the language, because we take it too hard and we go too deep. Because sometimes I just think, how can I think in English? How can you dream in English? You
Yeah,
see that?
yeah.
And you dreaming, and whenever I dream, talking to them, it's in English, of course.
And how? Now I have a question. How is it to teach other languages to the community? You succeeded with English,
For
and
real.
now you are teaching other language. You taught him French.
For real.
He taught my teacher taught me French.
Yeah,
For
yeah.
real.
How was it, the process?
We have a lot of
Was
content
it
here.
easy?
Sure.
Was it hard pour toi?
So I don't know if I'm gonna use French or English to answer this question.
You know, I'm like, I think that today we're gonna make only English because of it's like time is running.
Okay.
Yeah.
the conversation is good.
For real.
Maybe we can do French now, but it will be very
yeah.
short.
At the end, I think at the end we can jump to
Yes,
the other
maybe
language.
at the end
But
of the conversation.
Mais si,
Yeah.
si tu veux, tu peux parler français. Si tu veux le faire, tu peux
C'est
faire
bien,
en
c'est
français.
bien. Mais comme... Alors, d'abord, je dois dire que cela n'a pas été très facile parce que dans ce moment-là, il n'y avait pas beaucoup de personnes qui pouvaient parler la langue française.
bien sûr.
Bien, cela était une nouvelle réalité pour les personnes de notre communauté parce que les personnes parlaient simplement la langue anglaise.
D'accord.
Et bien, j'avais dit à moi-même, il faut que je commence aussi à étudier une autre langue. J'ai commencé à étudier la langue française. Après terminer les cours de français, je me suis rendu compte que ça pourrait être magnifique enseigner aussi la langue française à quelques autres personnes.
Où est-ce que tu as étudié le français? À l'école, celle?
Non, j'ai commencé à étudier la langue française à la maison de mon professeur. Il s'appelle Avelino Garcia.
Ah,
Oui.
le nom, c'est le...
Le seul nom en portugais.
Le seul nom en portugais. C'est pas le nom comme les Anglais.
Oui, c'est
Ouais.
ça, c'est ça. Et alors,
Les Français sont différents.
ils sont très
Vraiment
différents.
différents.
Il a aussi
Effectivement.
autre nom.
Oui,
Yeah.
parce que nous l'appelons aussi Avega. Il est un parlant de la langue française
Avega.
incroyable.
Il y a toujours.
Il y a toujours...
Oui, c'est ça.
Yeah.
Alors, j'ai étudié la langue française avec mon professeur chez lui. Et oui, j'ai appris le français, j'ai terminé le cours là-bas. Eh bien, et après ça, je me suis rendu compte que ça pourrait être aussi magnifique enseigner la langue française à quelques autres personnes. Alors, j'ai commencé à enseigner. Au début, n'a pas été très facile, effectivement. Pourquoi? Parce que j'étais presque l'unique personne à enseigner la langue française.
Ouais,
Oui.
beaucoup de travail pour toi.
Oui, beaucoup de travail. Mais tandis que le temps passait, mes étudiants ont aussi commencé à parler la langue française. Et alors, après beaucoup de temps, ils se sont devenus aussi bons parlants de la langue française. Aujourd'hui, nous sommes ici. Nous avons déjà beaucoup de parlants aussi professeurs de la langue française. Et c'est ça.
Ouais, mais tu parles très bien le français.
Ouais,
vraiment.
effectivement.
Vraiment, tu parles très bien les mots que tu utilises quand tu parles. Wow.
Non, merci.
Je suis vraiment étonné avec ton français. de ton français. Oui, on peut continuer.
Yeah,
mais
for
je
real.
sais pas si on continue en parlant en français ou en anglais. Je sais pas.
Défendez-vous.
Et toi, ton processus d'apprentissage le français?
Mon process d'apprendre la langue française, ça a été un peu bizarre,
Un peu bizarre.
oui, comme l'anglais, parce que j'ai fait seulement 3 mois en apprenant la langue
En
française.
apprenant le français.
Oui.
Mais très vite.
Très vite.
Très vite.
Je suis comme ça.
Oui, toujours comme ça.
J'aime beaucoup faire la chose très très vite.
Oui.
Parce que le temps, c'est pas avec nous.
Oui, d'accord.
C'est pas
d'accord.
avec nous. Et quand on a l'opportunité de faire quelques types de choses, il faut que nous faisons très vite
Oui.
pour avoir du temps pour faire autre chose.
Ouais.
Malheureusement, ça fait tomber que je ne pratique pas la langue française à cause de mon travail. Là-bas, je parle seulement la langue anglaise. Il n'y a pas de personnes qui parlent aussi
Maintenant,
la
tu
langue française.
travailles avec l'anglais.
Je travaille avec
Je
l'anglais.
peux dire, l'anglais, c'est une langue utilisée dans ton travail.
Effectivement,
Ça, c'est les avantages.
ça c'est l'avantage.
Oui.
Ouais.
Et ça c'est merveilleux parce que je sais que la langue française, je peux utiliser quelques jours. Je ne sais pas, je ne sais pas quand je vais utiliser cette langue pour avoir quelque chose.
Oui.
Mais j'aime la connaissance. Et je pense que la connaissance c'est la chose très importante, plus importante que nous avons. Parce qu'avec la connaissance, nous serons comme nous n'avons jamais été. Quand tu as quelque chose que tu peux utiliser pour enseigner les autres personnes ou pour avoir quelque type de développement dans ta vie, ça c'est vraiment merveilleux. Il n'importe pas quel type de langue nous parlons, mais si tu as des connaissances, ça c'est très important.
D'accord.
Je pense que c'est ça.
Oui. Et toi? Le français, le processus était facile, difficile?
Le français, ça a été très difficile pour moi parce que quand j'ai commencé, et je dois dire que j'ai commencé en étudiant le français à cause de mon professeur parce que quand j'ai commencé, j'étais un étudiant avancé de l'anglais.
Oui.
Et il a me dit, voilà, monsieur, vous déjà...
C'est l'heure de changer.
Ouais, c'est l'heure de changer. Une fois que vous parlez bien l'anglais déjà, mais vous pouvez aussi regarder que c'est une autre génération de notre communauté et on ne peut pas seulement parler une langue, c'est la langue anglaise.
Ouais.
On doit apprendre les autres langues aussi. Voilà que je suis en train d'apprendre la langue espagnole et je pense que c'est l'heure de vous enseigner la langue française.
Man, you're amazing, you know. A true leader.
Pretty much.
Okay.
Et ça a été comme ça que j'ai commencé en étudiant la langue française.
Ouais.
Et je pense que Voilà.
On est
C'est
là
ça.
aujourd'hui.
On est là.
On est là.
But guys, tell me, now you are living your community. This guy is now here in Vienna.
Yep.
You are very busy with your work, and you're still there teaching.
Yes, I'm still there,
But you,
of course.
You still live in Cacuaco?
For real.
Is the
still-
only one who moved from there.
Who ran away?
For real.
Okay. How do you see the future of your community? Plans for the future? How do you see? What do you think, guys?
I really see a great future, and the better part is yet to come. Because we out of our community. I mean, by we I mean Caribe, teacher Caribe is out of the community, but when he's always standing up for Cac City, for this why he has, he created this opportunity of being over here talking about our community, and even being out of Cac City is not out of him, and this is what really matters to us.
Okay.
I can be for a lot of times, because even being in Cacuaco, some of the moments I'm not extremely connected to the things, joined to the English centers and the practice, because I don't have time to go there. But we meet always on Saturdays, Sundays, to practice, to talk about the destiny, to talk about the fate of Cac City. We always join to talk about it. And I really see that Cac City is going to have something great there is something great waiting for Cac City. We just got to keep standing. And we see it since the development we've been seeing on the people over there.
Good.
Childs or children, I mean.
Yeah, that would be another question, but keep on.
Adolescents,
Yeah.
People from underage,
Yeah.
they all speak in English. They
Wow.
all learning.
I'm eager to know your community. I'm eager to know, to see in person the
Yeah,
work that you're
yeah.
doing there. Really.
A lot of people, a lot of different people with different personality, but all of them connected by means of the same thing, which is English.
Okay.
And even people who had a different way of acting before, a wrong way of dealing with life before, they changing their life by means of the personality, by means of ideology we've been passing through teaching. Students who were gangsters before, now they speak English. And they stop being gangsters.
That's it.
Students who used to live only by the sake of living, following the fashion, following life, and
The guy by
now-
the sake.
yeah,
Given a
I'm
sense
gonna
of
give you
purpose.
this name.
Yeah.
they've changed. They
Yeah.
all
I
personality.
think that's the
For real.
most important point that I wanted to hear today. Yeah.
For real.
They are changing. We are changing community. People around the community, they know us as teacher. Even a grandmother, even a old woman, a old man. He sees me on a
In
tear.
my defense, my family was there.
Yeah.
Guys.
I was the judge, isn't it? You're the fence.
I was a judge.
Yeah, one of them.
The jury board.
Your friendships, it really calls my attention, Sometimes the one is teacher, another one,
For real.
judge, and so on. And you have a bond that it's really hard to find, It's really hard to
very
find.
much.
Mostly, and the guys are speaking English.
yeah.
Yeah, but you cannot leave this podcast
Yep.
without teaching us some black English, without showing off other languages that you are studying, that you speak, guys.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
you have to do it.
That's
Let's
it.
start with
He's
what?
right.
Black
maybe-
English.
No.
Black English.
Showing other the guys, you have already spoken French. Good. French is good. Your French is good. Maybe you have given me some tips and tricks about black English. Let's share some words, some phrases with people. And you told me that you are studying Italian.
For real.
Spanish.
Me, Spanish,
That's it.
unfortunately, I gave up.
You gave up your French.
Yeah,
Your Spanish.
Spanish.
Yeah.
So I stopped it on French only.
On
Yeah,
French,
English,
okay.
French.
Good. So
Yeah.
you are studying Chinese.
Chinese for real.
Is that a good experience?
A good experience, of course, because this is a new reality for me.
How long time are you studying Chinese?
5 months.
5 months. Okay.
Yeah, for real.
Hong Kong. Good.
Wait,
Do
wait.
you have a teacher?
Yes, I have, because I have been studying Chinese Confucius Institute.
Man, you have
real.
time to go there?
That's for real.
My God, I've been always saying that I don't have time to go in Confucius.
For real.
Which days are you there?
On Wednesdays because of the official lessons, and on Saturdays because of the practice that we have been having as students of that institute.
当你的中国名字是中国人。
我是中国人。
Wow, wow,
Damn,
wow,
that's
wow,
amazing,
wow,
man.
wow, wow, wow.
Why do you have to be too serious to speak Chinese?
Yeah.
No, that's not
Because
like
it's hard. The tone,
Yeah.
the tone. You have to do things like 你好.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think it's not
Means,
like English. You
It's
can
not like
sleep
English.
and
We
talk.
can sleep. We can do whatever.
with
Yeah.
Chinese is different, you know.
All
that's
right.
for real.
Yeah, I'm gonna have guests here. They speak Chinese very well.
That's
Okay.
it.
But Chinese is different, you know. It's a
Alright.
challenge. It's a
That's
challenge because the tone, you know, you have to
For real,
like,
for real.
超非常好. Yeah, it's a very hard languages. And Italian.
Italian, for real.
Do you have a teacher? Are you studying alone?
No, by myself.
By
All
yourself.
myself, yes.
Which kind of tools do you use to?
No, I have books, dictionaries. I have many videos, of course. Yes, and these are the tools that I have been using in order to improve my Italian. Fortunately, I can already speak the Italian.
Fortunately,
Yes, fortunately.
do you know numbers in Italian?
Yes, I know.
Da quanto tempo impara italiano?
Imparo italiano da un anno.
Oh, molto
Un
tempo,
anno.
molto
Un anno.
tempo,
Certo,
amico.
certo.
Ah.
Adesso posso parlare italiano, benché non ho molta conoscenza perché là dove io abito non ci sono molte persone che
Non
possono
hai persone
parlare
per
questa lingua, ma
praticare.
posso anche parlare questa lingua per
Penso
questa
che
ragione.
adesso possiamo praticare insieme perché imparo anche l'italiano.
Bene, bene.
Adesso non avevo molte persone per praticare perché i miei amici non sono qua più, sono in
Certo,
Brasile, in Russia.
Capisco.
Penso che possiamo praticare insieme.
Molto bene, molto
Ah.
bene, perché là dove io abito, o dove io abito, ho detto che non ci sono molte persone che possono parlare italiano e a
Certo.
volte non è molto facile per me perché voglio anche praticare il mio italiano, ma una volta che non c'è nessuna persona con cui posso parlare,
È molto difficile
molto difficile.
di sviluppare la parole.
La parola.
Certo?
Certo.
Molto bene, molto bene. This is the guy, man. This is the guy.
Sure.
Oppa. Mi piace molto parlare italiano.
Grazie mille, mi piace molto anche.
Oh, molto bene, molto
beautiful,
bene.
man.
Mio amico, adesso tu
grazie
sei
mille.
mio amico.
Grazie
Andiamo
mille.
a parlare italiano insieme, praticare
mille.
insieme tutti i giorni.
Grazie,
Ok.
grazie. So,
Do you want to say something else, guy?
no, that
No,
is
we're
it,
done,
because
we're
we
done.
are about to finish. Yeah.
Yeah, yes. Maybe some black English, 2 phrases, 1 phrase, because I want to be in the game, guys.
For real, for
I
real,
want to
for
be in the
real.
game.
Yeah, I'm just like, oh, no Spanish around.
Oh,
did I shine?
quieres hablar español, ¿cierto?
Ciertamente, ciertamente, porque hablo
Entonces,
también.
¿qué quieres decir?
Bueno, quiero solamente decir que hablo también esta lengua. Es una lengua que me encanta mucho. Yo he aprendido esta lengua con mi maestro. Tengo que decir ahora
Otra vez.
Sí.
Este
Pero
niño está
yo-
haciendo
sí.
un trabajo.
Yo
Gracias.
estuve de en Viena cuando yo he empezado estudiando el español.
Cierto.
Por esta razón, yo he empezado a solo, pero yo todos los días hablaba con mi profesor, con mi maestro. Todos los días. Una cosa muy hermosa para mí es que todos los días cuando él mira que yo estoy hablando no muy bien,
¿Cierto?
él habla conmigo. ¿Qué pasa?
¿Qué pasa?
¿Qué pasa? Él me
¿Por qué
dice
haces
que yo-
errores?
eres esto.
Yo quería decir, ¿por qué te esballas? Esballas es italiano, no,
Ah.
no es español.
Es esto.
Ya, español, errores, ¿cierto?
Cierto.
Sí, pero eres una cosa muy buena para mí porque tener la oportunidad para comprender las otras personas es una cosa muy buena. Yo pienso que la lengua española es una lengua que puede nos dar muchas oportunidades.
Cierto. La lengua más hablada en el continente americano, ¿cierto? Sulamericano,
Sulamericano.
¿cierto?
Cierto.
En el mundo.
En el mundo.
Cierto.
Cierto.
Es el español. Después tenemos No, el primer español, después chino y después el inglés.
Pero no es muy
Pero
fácil.
el inglés es la lengua
Sí,
internacional.
pero no es
¿Cierto?
muy fácil porque nosotros no tenemos la oportunidad de hablar todos los días.
Cierto.
Pero cuando yo lo llamo, todos los días, eres. ¿Qué lengua? ¿Qué lengua
Sí,
nosotros vamos
a hablar.
Bueno,
Es muy bueno tener un compañero para practicar el idioma, es
sí.
muy bueno.
Sí.
¿Quieres decir
La
alguna
pat-
cosa?
todos los días yo digo, la práctica
Hace la perfección.
la perfección.
Hay mucha
Cierto.
gente en Cac City que habla español.
español, bien, no tenemos muchas personas que pueden hablar español, pero tenemos unas 10 o 11 personas que pueden hablar
Sí.
español.
Muy bien.
Pero desafortunadamente muchas de las mismas personas trabajan, son
Sí.
personas muy ocupadas, por eso es muy difícil utilizar la lengua española con una otra persona, porque las únicas personas que pueden hablar bien esta lengua
Están
trabajan
trabajando.
también.
No lo utilizamos mucho.
Ok, pero yo pienso que vuestro español está muy bueno. Está muy
Gracias,
bueno.
Gracias.
muchas gracias.
Es una motivación para nosotros que a nos gusta aprender idiomas. Es una gran motivación.
Estudiamos todos los días para que tengamos una habla mejor.
Cierto.
Una vez
Sí.
que bien, lo sabemos muy bien que no sabemos todo y por eso debemos realmente estudiar para que tengamos mucho más conocimiento cada
Wow.
día.
Pessoal, Cac City, guys. You know, I'm amazed. I think that you have to come back, guys. You have to come back one day. We're gonna, after all, we should have a conversation in offline, not
For
here.
real, for real.
Yeah, because I think it was really an amazing conversation, amazing interview.
Right.
I feel that we have more to say, but the
Sure,
time,
the
I think
time for
Yeah.
real.
1 hour from now.
For
Yeah.
real, for
Yeah,
real, for
1 hour
real,
from now, talking. A very interesting talking.
for real.
So, guys, do you have a message for people struggling learning a language, struggling learning in English? Do you have advice? 1 minute for each one of you,
Okay.
guys. If you want to say something before we close, before we end up.
All right, let's start with our speaker.
Yeah, the one is the speaker for sure.
I was asking why am I always being the first?
Because you are the speaker.
That's the reason. Okay, for all those when we're learning English, there is a phrase in travel theories. Yeah. But I took this phrase from a video. The phrase is, if you're gonna try, go all the way. Otherwise, don't even start. If you are going to do something, you gotta go to the depth. I mean, you gotta go to your potential. It happens to English. It happens to some different another thing you are doing. You have to go all the way. So English, it's hard, but I can say that English is easy. It always going to depend on the way you are going to look at that. It always going to depend on the way you are going to look at it. I've met a lot of guys saying English is hard. I've met a lot of guys saying English is very easy to understand. And all of them, they have got different conceptions about it. But it made me understand that it's only you who can define how hard or how easy it's going to become for you. So, go all the way, start to the depth, and if you don't want to do it, don't even start. That's
For
it.
real. Wow. So what I have to say is one more time, thank you very much, Mr. Kanza, for the opportunity that was given to us because it's really amazing. I know that there are a lot of people who really would like to be here, and fortunately we are having this opportunity today. So I have been saying that life is the moment, so we have to enjoy the moment. And studying languages is something which can really change your life. So study language and change your life. Thank you very much.
Okay. So, you?
Yep. Thank you very much for having us. It's a really pleasure, and I feel very good by knowing that my mail really work out. You see that? And that's the really power of communication because
Yeah.
sometimes we know
Yeah.
that communication is important, but we don't know how to use it. And we have a lot of tools in which we can use to reach people. And one of these is Gmail, and that's how we got here.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
so learn about it. And something I want to say is for all the guys from Cac City, because we are many of us didn't come
Many of
today.
us.
We are going to be together, of course. We are going to take Nadukanza to our community. Some of you are going to be in a view out there. And I think Nadukanza is going to be interested to
real,
bring
for
some
real,
of
for
you
real.
right here. Then
Yeah,
take
yeah,
it easy.
that's it. That's my
About
job.
English language, I remember, because one of the way we used to use in Cac City in order to get better is watching American interviews. And in one interview of Ludacris, he said, most part of the people want to be successful, but they're not really to do what it takes to be successful. And I kind of took it and applied in English language. Most part of the people want to speak English, but they're not really, unfortunately, they're not ready to do what it takes to speak English. So the first way is to learn from those who can speak, which are the things you have to do, and then be ready to do what it takes to speak English. That's it. Thank you.
Guys, if you like this video, don't forget to subscribe. Se gostou desse vídeo, subscreva o canal, ative o sininho, comente, partilhe com mais pessoas que gostam de conteúdos. Ou seja, partilhe com mais pessoas, porque isso vai nos ajudar a crescer e vai também chegar para pessoas que têm interesse em conteúdos como esse. Ou seja, você vai estar ajudando outras pessoas. Então, tamo juntos, até a próxima. Bye bye. See you.
Thank you. Merci beaucoup.
Yeah.
Muchas gracias.